Pluto, a point of contention between physicists, astronomers, and even myself and my friends. They think that Pluto should be a planet, and I think that it's much more complicated than that. Now, where do we draw the line between a planet and a quote-unquote dwarf planet? Here's the official definition that the International Astronomical Union, or the IAU, has put out. A planet is a celestial body which 1. Is in orbit around the Sun, 2. Has sufficient mass to assume hydrostatic equilibrium, which means it has a nearly round shape due to gravity, and 3. Has cleared the neighborhood around its orbit, which basically means that it has to be dominant enough to slingshot large objects or pull in smaller objects. A possible planet must have all 3 of these characteristics in order to be classified as an actual planet. Let's compare these to some planets that we know of. Let's start with Earth. Is it in orbit around the Sun? Yes. Is it round due to gravity? Yes. Has it cleared its neighborhood? Yes. That makes Earth a planet. Now, let's take a look at Pluto. Is Pluto in orbit around the Sun? Yes, it is. Is Pluto round due to gravity? Yes. Now, has Pluto cleared its neighborhood? It actually hasn't. At least according to the IAU, it hasn't. So because Pluto does not meet all of these requirements, Pluto is not a planet. It is, however, a dwarf planet. Yes, I know it sounds stupid. I think the name should be changed, mainly because that's what I think people's main problem is. People get offended, saying things like, oh, if Pluto was a planet, why can't it be one now? Or, Pluto's feelings are hurt. Yeah, a rock floating in a vast empty void has feelings, sure. I believe that a lot of this anger could be solved by changing the official name from dwarf planet to something else. One possible name is planetoids. While it is generally used to refer to almost everything smaller than planets, it is more specifically used for a name for dwarf planets. And to be honest, planetoids is a much cooler name than dwarf planets. Now, this is not to say that I don't think Pluto shouldn't ever be considered a planet. I just think that we should discuss redefining what a planet is, rather than blindly saying, Pluto should be a planet because it's my childhood, which, by the way, isn't even a valid argument, yet I've heard it very often. If we do discuss the definition of what a planet is, we need to consider a few more things. Actually, about 45 more things. If we redefine what a planet is, we have the possibility of adding 45 new planets to our solar system. Isn't that cool? I think it is. Which brings me to my final point. I'm okay with redefining what a planet is. I'd be more than happy to get into long scientific debates and research with people. I'm fine with discussing and arguing and whatnot about the science, but as soon as people say, I want Pluto to be an exception to the definition of what a planet is, just because, I immediately turn off. These people do not care enough about the wonderful, yet meticulous processes of science and just want stuff to be their way, as they're used to. So, to finish this off, let me just say this. Viva la planetary definitions!